Some festivals are not meant for the living. There is a place high in the hills of eastern Nagaland, where maps begin to fade and phone signals whisper and die. Travelers rarely pass through this patch of jungle, and even fewer ever return. Not because the terrain is treacherous, but because the land holds a secret, an ancient ritual, a night so cursed, even the stars look away. It's called of-thumitsu. Roughly translated, it means the dance of the borrowed faces. There are no official records of this event. No photos, no videos, just stories passed down through the mouths of trembling elders and the burned pages of journals never meant to be found. It is a festival, they say, held only once every year under a moonless sky, deep in a clearing hidden by thickets and thorn. But what makes of-thumitsu different is not the secrecy. It's the participants, because not all who dance around the fire that night are human. The story begins in the summer of 2013. A travel vlogger named Ravi, known for exploring obscure tribal rituals across India and Southeast Asia, uploaded a teaser trailer to his channel. The clip was only 25 seconds long. It opened with Ravi walking through a dense, mist-filled forest trail, the camera slightly tilted as if he was in a hurry. The audio was garbled, distant drum beats, low humming, the occasional gust of wind, but there was something else in the background. A sound most viewers missed until they played the video again with headphones on. Second voice, whispering his name. Then came a flash of firelight, a ring of bodies swaying rhythmically, and then darkness. The video ended abruptly, followed by 3 words typed into the description box. "I shouldn't be here." That was the last anyone ever heard from him. His phone went offline. His account stopped updating. Within 48 hours, the video was deleted by the channel owner, presumably Ravi himself. But by then, it had already been downloaded and mirrored by a few intrigued subscribers. One of those subscribers was a folklorist named Dipanlo, who had spent decades collecting oral histories from the hill tribes of Nagaland. When he saw the footage, he reportedly turned pale, sat back in his chair, and muttered something only his wife heard. He found the feast. But what exactly is of-thumitsu? Legend holds that centuries ago, a small breakaway tribe, exiled for breaking sacred funeral customs, wandered deep into the jungle. Shunned by all and stripped of their spiritual rights, they created their own ritual, a twisted version of the ancestral dance. Except instead of calling on their ancestors, they called on something else. Keze, spirits without form. Souls of warriors who died in battle, their faces burned or mutilated beyond burial recognition. In Naga beliefs, an unburied head was a soul without peace. And those who died faceless became skinwalkers, eternal wanderers who needed to steal skin in order to be remembered. These spirits lurk in the soil, feeding on forgotten names and wandering souls. Once a year they are fed, not out of worship but out of fear. The villagers gather, fire is lit, and the skinwalkers rise. But here's the catch. They don't just walk into the circle. They come wearing faces. That's the essence of of-thumitsu. A ritual not to celebrate, but to deceive. The villagers dance, not to welcome spirits, but to confuse them, to act like one of them. Because if you don't move, if you stand still, stunned by fear, the skinwalkers know you're alive. They'll come to you slowly. They'll sniff your breath. They'll feel your pulse. And when they're sure you are not one of them, they'll peel your skin from your flesh and wear it to the next dance. It's said the fire must never go out. The drum must never stop. And no one should ever speak their real name during the feast, because names have power. And the skinwalkers, they love names. When Ravi followed the villagers that night, he had no idea what he was walking into. The village was unusually quiet. No singing, no laughter, just flickering torchlight and lines of silent faces. Each person wore ceremonial garb, woven shawls, feathered crowns, but none wore masks. This puzzled him. Most tribal dances involve masks of some kind. But these villagers had something far more unsettling. They carried what looked like leather, folded, wrinkled, ill. And then he saw one of them unroll it, smooth it out gently, and tie it over his face. It wasn't a mask. It was human skin. What happened during the dance is pieced together from local accounts, forensic guesses, and the corrupted audio from Ravi's camera, recovered weeks later, buried inside a termite-infested backpack found hanging from a tree branch, 7 feet off the ground. The footage was damaged, but the audio somehow remained. The drumming begins low, steady, like a heartbeat. Then it quickens. You hear Ravi breathing heavily, whispering, "This isn't a dance. This is something else." Then a gasp. "I think someone just put on my face." He says it slowly, disbelieving, as if trying to laugh it off. But then the tone shifts. He whispers again. "He's smiling at me." But wrong. The drumming gets louder. Screams echo in the background, short, cut off, like the air is being stolen from their lungs. Ravi's final words are heard just before the recording ends. "Don't blink. They move when you blink." Then silence. A month later, a man was found wandering along the highway near Guwahati, naked, covered in strange tribal tattoos and symbols not found in any known dialect. The man had no fingerprints. DNA confirmed it was Ravi Malhotra, but he had no recollection of who he was. He could no longer speak any modern language, only mumbling what sounded like chant fragments. When shown photos of his family, he screamed. When handed a mirror, he collapsed in tears and whispered a single word over and over. "Thumitsu. Thumitsu." And so the story lingers, passed from mouth to mouth, shivering around campfires, hiding in the folds of old cloth masks and bone necklaces. Some believe Ravi survived. Others say what came back wasn't really Ravi at all. They say if you go into the forests of Nagaland on the night of the black moon, and you see a gathering around a fire, turn around. Do not watch. Do not film. And most of all, do not speak your name. Because if they see you, they will offer you a mask. And if you wear it, you'll never take it off. If you hear drums where there should be silence, you are already too close. Turn back, before something else decides to wear your skin. Did this tale chill your spine? Hit that like button, then step deeper into the shadows with us. Subscribe to Whispering Hills, where forgotten legends, haunted rituals, and ancient horrors are brought back to life, one story at a time. But be warned, some stories don't like to be told, and some might follow you home. Subscribe now, before the fire dies out. See you in the next one.